In this lesson, we're going to learn how to complete calculations that involve both addition and subtraction and multiplication or division. Because we have different rules for addition, subtraction, and multiplication and division, when we have problems that have combined functions, we have to see how we apply both sets of rules. First, let's look at the problem we have. 13.42 minus 9.613, and the result of that divided by 5.397. The first thing I'm going to do is do the subtraction, and we get 3.807. Now we want to look at our original values and determine what is the last digit we can actually keep in that number. And if I look over on my left, I've got two decimal places in the first value and 3 decimal places in the second. And that tells me that the result of that calculation can only have 2 decimal places. So what I'm going to do is actually underline that second decimal place just to remind me when I get to the end that that's really the last digit I can actually count when determining significant figures. Then I can bring over the denominator, 5.397, and do the division step. And if I write down everything that's on the calculator, this is what I would have, which is a numerical or mathematical answer. But again, we're dealing with measurements, so I need to deal with the significant figures. When I look at the numerator, I see that I have 3 significant figures because I underlined that 0, reminding me that that's the last digit I can actually keep. And then on the bottom, I have 4 significant figures. So when I look at my answer, I can only have 3 significant figures in my answer. So I can only keep those first 3 digits after the decimal place, and I get 0.705 for my answer. Let's look at another example. The sum of the numerator of this problem is 12.467. What is the last digit that we can keep? If I look at my numbers in the numerator, I have 3 decimal places and 1 decimal place. Because this is an addition problem, I have to look at the least number of decimal places. Therefore, the last digit I can keep is the 4. The result of the denominator is 9.285. What is the last digit to keep? 13.42 minus 4.135. So we have 2 decimal places and 3 decimal places. So the last digit I can keep is the 8 because it's the second decimal place. Now we've done the numerator and the denominator. Let's bring that together. So we have our answer from the first step of 12.467, and the 4 was the last digit we can count as significant. For the denominator, we have 9.285, and the 8 was the last digit we can count as significant. So now, when we're looking at the division step, we're looking at the least number of significant figures instead of the least number of decimal places. And the number on the top has 3 sig figs, as well as the number on the bottom. So our answer should also have 3 sig figs. Note that when you're doing problems, when you're rounding, some people are going to keep every digit that's in the calculator. Some people keep 1 extra digit or 2 extra digits and then round at the end. There will be some slight variations in answers, and that's okay. That's to be expected. So you don't have to worry about that for exams. There's always for numerical questions like this, there's always going to be a range of answers.